Okay, welcome friends. So we will move towards the further next lecture, that is measurement system. Under that one, strain measurement. So here as shown in the block diagram, we are seeing that the parameters to be measures. So out of which we are having the solid mechanical parameters, then pressure, temperature, humidity, fluid flow rate, fluid velocity and fluid level. So these are the three different parameters we should go with the measuring, but out of which the solid mechanical parameters are the strain, displacement, velocity, rotation, acceleration, force, torque, etc. So these are the solid mechanical parameters where we can directly check its displacements and etc. So let us coming back to the next part, measuring strain. Let us coming back to the next one, that is the measuring strain. Measuring strain. So what is meant by strain? So how it occurs? So on what basis we are going to define the strain and how we are going to calculate the strain? So these are the simple questions will arise in our mind when we can say that what is meant by strain. So strain is nothing but it is the amount of deformation of a body. It is a amount of deformation of a body due to an applied force. Means whenever a force is applied on any of the body, so due to that force a body is going to deform its shape. The body is going to deform its shape. So more specifically, strain is defined as a fractional change in the length. Means its original length to the change in the length, so that will be varying. So whenever it will be causing under the body, so that part we can call it as a strain. Or else when a force is applied to a structure, the components of the structure change slightly in their dimensions. Obviously, so whenever you are going to apply any of the force on a body, due to that applied force, the structure of that body is going to vary. Means there will be a slightly change in that one. We can call it as the dimensions are said to be strained. Whenever due to the application of the force, the body is going to change its orientation, then we can say that it is a strain. Means devices to measure the small changes. Are you getting point? Devices to measure the small changes in the dimensions are called as the strain gauges. So strain and strain gauges. Strain is means, so when you are applying a load or when you are applying a force on a body, so due to that application of the force, there will be slightly changes in that body, that is the dimensions. To measure that dimensions is called as a strain gauges. This is a simple thing, strain and strain gauges. So what devices can be used that measuring the strains? Means that is a slightly change in the dimensions. हम उसको कैसे check कर सकते? So for checking that dimension change in the dimensions, so we are using the gauges. That gauges is called as a strain gauges. So here we are having the electrical resistance strain gauges. So the ideal sensor for the measurement of the strain would have good spatial resolutions, implying that the sensor would measure strain at that point. Means, so you are whatever you are using that strain gauges, that gauges have some electrical resistance property. Means due to the change in the length, it should not sustain. मीन्स इट शुड नॉट, मतलब वहाँ पे आपका कट नहीं होना चाहिए. जितना भी फोर्स रहने दो वो स्ट्रेन गेज उतना स्ट्रेन को सस्टेन करना चाहिए. दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो वैसे तरीके से आप स्ट्रेन गेजेस यूज़ करना चाहिए. सेकेंड थिंग, बी अनअफेक्टेड बाय चेंज इन द एम्बिएंट कंडीशन. इन ऑफ द कंडीशन इट मे सस्टेन. Means some of the cases what will happen, due to the atmospheric conditions, some of the strain gauges are not good calibrated. Means due to the calibration problem, it may not give the correct results. So means any of the strain gauge you are using, that strain gauge should have the ambient condition severity. So have a high frequency response for dynamic strain measurement. High frequency response means, so we are using here two different kinds. One is the statical deflection and one more is the dynamic deflection. So when if it is a statical deflection, it may very simple, it will give you only a single change in length. So when it is dynamic strain or dynamic application of the force, means continuously varying in the force, due to that variations of the force, so whatever changes will be happen, for measurementing of that changes, we require the high frequency response, means immediately we should have the response from the. A device that closely meets these characters is a resistance strain gauge. So whatever I told the properties, if any of the devices meets or reaches these all the properties, this is called as a resistance strain gauge. Clear this one? Means strain and strain gauges. So strain is nothing but after applying the force, so after applying a force on a body, so there will be a slightly deflection in that body, means slightly deflection in that body, that is a change in its dimension. So for checking that dimensions we required a instrument, so that instrument is called as a gauges, so we can call it as a strain gauge. So this is simple thing of the measuring the strain and the strain gauges. So let us move next thing. So what is the strain gauges here? As showing in the figure, a strain gauge, a device whose electrical resistance varies in proportional to the amount of strain in the devices, means its electrical resistance is going to vary, so whenever there is a strain variations in the body. The most widely used gauges is a bonded metallic strain gauge. So this is the name of the strain gauge, that is a bonded metallic strain gauge. So everywhere in most of the industries they are using the bonded metallic strain gauge due to, because of this equipments having the high electrical resistance power. So whenever there is a chances to rise strain in the body, so according to that the electrical resistance also should vary. So that is very important property. So let us see here. So if it is a strain diagram, gauge diagram, the maximum length, overall length, then gauge length, then matrix width, overall width, conductors, actuators, grid width, etc. So out of which we required only the gauge length is very important. मतलब जितना आपका gauge बड़ा है, आपका strip कितना भी रहने दो. So for checking that strip we require the maximum length, that is a matrix length. We can call it as a matrix length. But how it actually is, that will give you the gauge length. Clear? Measuring strain in a strain gauges. How we are going to measure? The electrical resistance strain gauge is an extremely common device which is used to measure strains in structure and also a sensing element in a wide variety of the transducers, including those used to measure force, acceleration and pressure. As shown in the below diagram. So at this below diagram, the blue color, it is the body. At the both ends we are given the supports. At the both ends we are giving the supports, and at the center of that body we have applied the force. We are not worrying about the what is the amount of the force, but as in the diagram it is showing that the force is applied at the center. So as force is applied on the center, the body is going to deflect. The body is going to deflect. So that will give you the L into delta L. Where L is the length and delta L is the change in the length. So if you want to check the strain, that is the sigma is equal to delta L by L, that will give you the strain. If you want to find out the stress, sigma is equal to Young's modulus into E, the Young's modulus value of that material into strain. This will give you the stress. So as shown in the upper diagram, so in between what? In the both thing also same here. So we are having the body, that is a straight body. So in the both ends we have applied the supports, that is it may be hinge support or fixed support. So at the center we have applied the force, and wherever we have applied the force, that force will give you the L plus delta L, it is showing, and at that position we are have to apply the strain gauge. So electrical resistance strain gauges are associated with signal conditions and are simple in expensive and quite reliable. It is very simple expensive, means not as much as high, and is also very reliable. So that's why this kind of the measuring strain gauges, finding out the deflection, very small deflection also it is going to give. So that's why the strain gauges are everywhere they are using for finding out the small deflections or small variations of a body. So to understand the function of a strain gauge, consider the measurement of strain in a simple structure as shown below. As I told you, so here in the structure after application of the force, how that body is going to bend. So after bending, so there is a slightly change in its length. Compulsory, there will be slightly changing in its length. So for finding out that length, we are using the strain gauges. Clear this one? Measuring strain with the strain gauges. Here, let us see here. A figure shows a situation in which a supported beam is bent by applying the lateral force. As I already told you in the previous slide, that is same here. So the supports, with the help of the supports, it has been fixed, and in the middle side we have applied the force. At the both the ends there will be a tension and compression force will be applied. At the upper side there will be compression because it is bending downward direction. So that was at this support upper side there is a body, and below that body we have given the two supports, and upper that body there will be compression because the force is applied at the downward direction, and at the below section we will be having the tension because of it is coming down, means the force is coming downward direction and the body is going to elongate from the lower side. So with this type of the loading, the beam will become longer on the bottom surface and shorter on the top surface. So this is why, because at the upper side there will be compression region will be occurred, and that below side there will be tension region occurs. So a wire that is attached to the beam using two Stanford's functions as a simple strain gauge, means along with that one we are going to apply the strain gauges. Consider the original length here. Consider the original length of the wire B, that is the L. Consider the original of the wire B L, and that is under no loading conditions. Under no loading conditions. So that will give you the symbol L, and when the beam is loaded, this wire is stretched and its length becomes L plus delta L. So whereas L is your original length and delta L is your after elongation, slightly elongation of that body. So we are going to adding that L plus delta L. Are you getting my point? L is your total length of the body. So after applying the load, the body is going to bend at the downward direction. So then the slightly changes in the length. So that length also we have to calculate, that is the L plus delta L. Delta L is a change in the length. The ratio, that is delta L by L, is known as a strain and is usually given a symbol, that is a epsilon, as we have already discussed in the last slide. Clear? Can you go next one? Measuring strain. So strain has a unit of inches per inch or millimeter per millimeter. In the both condition we can have the units inch per inch and millimeter per millimeter, and hence it is dimensionless. In most structure the values of strain are usually very small. So for example, low strength steel will take a permanent deform at a strain about 0.0014. 0.0014 is your deformation value, means it is a very minute small deflection. You cannot see with your naked eyes. Means that's at that condition your strain will be done, that is 0.0014. This is very minute one. So therefore usually the strain is expressed in units of micro strain, that is a mu strain. We can call it as a mu. Mu is nothing but your micro strain. So thus 0.0014 strain is equal to 0.0014 into 10 raised to 6 micro strain, that is 1400 micro strain will be done. Let us see here one more time. Thus 0.0014 is equal to what? 0.0014 strain means what? That is equal to 0.0014 into 10 raised to 6 micros. 10 raised to 6 why we are using? Because there we have added the micro. Earlier it is only 0.0014, that is the strain value, is equal to what? 0.0014 into 10 raised to 6 micro strain, means there we have added the micro. again that is equal to 1400 micro strains. Clear? So in the engineering design process, it is often necessary to determine the stress in a structure experimentally to determine if the structure is a sound one or not. If it is a sound one, then that is fine. If not, then we can go ahead with that one. It is very difficult to measure the stress directly. It is here in this one, it is very difficult to measure the stress very directly, but a strain gauge can be used to measure the strain, and then stress can be determined using the Hooke's law. That is, stress is equal to epsilon into E. This is what? So after finding out the strain, then we can calculate the stress. So because we need a parameter to check the values. So earlier we cannot directly go with the stress. We can find out the strain, then we will go with the stresses. So whereas sigma is the normal stress and E is the modulus of the elasticity, and also called as a Young's modulus, modulus of the elasticity, or Young's modulus we can call. So which is the material property of that where we are using, or where we are going to apply the force on that body. So for a wire to work as a strain gauge, the relationship between, in this one, the relationship between the change in resistance and the strain must be known. Means change in the dimensions, automatically there will be change in the resistance. If you are using the electrical resistance, so wherever the changes will be happening in the structure, so according to that the resistance value is also going to change. Keep in mind, this is very important. So however there is change in the dimensions, so it will be a minute change in the dimensions. So however it is change in the dimensions, automatically the resistance, electrical resistance, also going to change. This will give you the exact values, means there is a start of the changing in the length to the original length, deformation वहाँ पे चालू हो गया, वो आप वहाँ पे बोल सकते हैं. Clear this one? So measuring strains. So the resistance of a wire is given by R is equal to rho L by A. So whereas R is the resistance, electrical resistance, rho is the resistivity of the wire, which is a function of the wire material, and L is the length of the wire, and A is the cross sectional area of that wire. R is equal to rho L by A. R is what? Resistance. Rho is what? Resistivity, which you are using that wire function. L is the length of that wire, then A is the cross sectional area of that wire. Yeah? The above equation relates a small change in resistance to the change in resistivity. Small change in resistance to change in resistivity. जैसे जैसे आपका रेजिस्टेंस चेंज हो जाता है, वैसे वैसा आपका रेजिस्टिविटी भी चेंज होता है. दैट इज लेंथ एंड क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया. जैसे जैसे रेजिस्टेंस में चेंजेस होता है, वैसे अपने रेजिस्टिविटी, लेंथ एंड क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया भी चेंज होता है. द टर्म DL by L, DL by L is an axial strain, that is a epsilon A. Okay. Okay, so this will show you the strain measurement system as shown here in the figure. Measuring the strain, so this the right side corner, so there is a yellow strip, that is called as your strain gauge strip, and here it will show you the total entire outer body is called as the plastic backing, and inner side will be the cut foil, that is used for the coil purpose, and the end of that coil will be soldering pads for connecting wires. So at the two ends, means thicker size of the wire, so there we are going to connect the two wires for the positive and negative side. Total the direction of the strain will be in this direction. कौन से डायरेक्शन पे आपका लोड आ रहा है और कौन से डायरेक्शन पे आपका चेंज इन लेंथ हो रहा है, लेंथ आपका चेंजेस कौन से डायरेक्शन में हो रहा है, उसी डायरेक्शन पे आपको स्ट्रेन गेज लगाना पड़ेगा. राइट. सो दिस इज ए सिंपल थिंग. So we have already completed this measuring the strain gauge. So here also simple thing, two common arrangement of the three strain gauges are used, rectangular rosette and equiangular rosettes. So here means we can use rectangular rosettes or equiangular rosettes. Three kinds of the resistance also we can use for checking the bigger deflections or bigger size of the body. Okay. So the further next part will be move into the next class. Okay, thank you friends.